welcome to Candles and Cocktails. Mm-hmm. We having some cocktails. We chilling. We having a vibe. We hosted by the Brook. So we're going to get into some topics today that we've been wondering about. We've been kind of talking about the cheers to episode 1.
Yes.
And what's the name, Bunny? What's the name of the podcast?
It's called The Weeping Room.
That's what we talking about. So
weeping, crying, laughing.
How you come up with The Weeping Room, Bun?
So I felt like that the Weeping Room could be like a place where people could laugh so hard that they crying.
I know that's right.
So, and it's also a place of like vulnerability where we can just really have conversations and talk. And some things might bring you to tears, and some things might bring you to tears of joy. So I thought that might be a great way for us to have vulnerability. Everything can't be funny and everything can't be too serious.
That's right.
So we have to have Jesus wept.
Come on, what? That was what? One verse.
One verse.
And on to the next chapter.
The shortest verse in the Bible. Verse. So I wanted to make sure that
and what that mean to you, Jesus wept? You know what it mean to me?
What do you mean to you?
He got emotions too. He's a God and he's also a human.
I agree.
And he got emotions too.
I agree.
So that means we got emotions too.
You know what? I had a talk with a guy because a lot of men don't like to cry.
No, and that's what I get from that.
We're gonna get into that one.
Is that if you're a man of God, and I believe that I am, and I know that I am, you have to have you have to show emotion. And I feel like it's healthy for your household. It's healthy for if you have children and a family, you have to show them that, because what happens is when you have emotion and you hold that in, that either depression, anger, rage. So, not to get too deep, but
no, but that's it.
For real. And I struggle with crying. I struggle with showing people my emotions, but I do have a group of friends and people where I can just cry.
Be vulnerable.
That part.
I was listening to NPR the other day, and they were talking about how the protagonist typically in a movie is an angry man who saves the day, right?
Especially a black person.
Yeah, he gets angry, he goes off. Maybe somebody he loved got accosted by somebody. He's upset, and that anger turns into refuge. Now he has taken care of everybody. He has saved all these people. And for men, typically the only thing that you can do is be angry to be accepted.
What's the opposite of crying? Or
for some reason, anger I think has become synonymous with strength. Like that person who is vulnerable or showing who they are or crying is considered weak, when really we know that emotional intelligence shows that you have to let that stuff out. Otherwise you can't think clear, you can't make sound decisions, you can't figure things out. And crying is a response to pain. It's literally our brain telling us release that. And how many people feel better after they cry? Cry man during the night, weeping. But guess what?
You feel so much better.
It does. When you have a good cry at night, next day you wake up.
I mean, I feel better though. Shit.
Oh man, I really believe that God gave us tears. He cares about our feelings.
Absolutely.
I think in the Bible, when He revealed that Jesus wept, it's saying that I gave you feelings because I care about your feelings. And so, people feel like they can't have feelings because you believe so much in God that you can't feel anything. So you well, God is going to, how you feeling? Blessed and highly favored.
What the bishop say?
What?
He said, people always talking about how you doing, but they don't mean it.
They don't really mean it.
How you doing?
Yeah.
You know what I say? I say, how you feeling?
Yeah.
And people tend to respond to that more.
What y'all gonna say when you ask somebody how you feeling and they be like, I'm fucking shit?
But honestly, I'm the type of person that I'll be like, well, what's going on? That's the thing, I'm the type of man where I am not good with small talk.
Right.
But when you lead with stuff like that, it makes me more intrigued to be what's going on? Because if I can talk you off the bridge, I'm gonna try. It's light. We're light. We're God's light on earth. And I feel like when people come out to you on things like that, I don't think you should frame away from that. I feel like if somebody's coming out, sometimes they could carry you out on they want attention, but you will know that's the spirit, right?
Even still, I feel like there's a little bit of grace you can give in that, because we get very annoyed by those people. I know I do. I have short tolerance.
Damn.
Were you really asking, but you're not asking?
No,
so you one of them,
I'm not going out the way to ask if I don't want to know, but I'll do it because I know this bothers me. So I work really hard. If it's something, I go against the grain towards things that I feel like make me uncomfortable. I don't know why. I feel like it. I don't know. It's probably stemmed from childhood. But if it's something that I don't want to do, sometimes I'll force myself to do it just because I'm like, okay, clearly there's a reason why I don't want to do this. Let me work through it. Right. And if it's one of those situations, it's like, okay, let me go ahead and have an honest conversation with this person because they do the most. They're always trying to get attention, but it's a reason.
I think that we suffer from social promiscuity.
What do you mean by that?
I think a lot of people are socially
What does that mean?
Okay, put us on.
People, come on.
I believe like if you weren't promiscuous, you'll have sex with anything. And I think when you're socially promiscuous, you'll talk to anybody. You'll be engaging with people who are not healthy for you. So you really not asking. Like when I'm trying to make love to somebody, I'm not being promiscuous. So if I'm asking you socially promiscuity, and I'm saying, how you doing? But I don't mean it. I'm just engaging in conversation because right now attention to me is currency.
Ooh.
Attention is currency. It's money. People want attention. They'll fight
Especially
you
through
for
social
attention.
media.
It was also a currency of mine. Time. My time is so important.
Yeah.
Now that I'm older and I'm busy and everything I do is intentional, it's definitely like my time.
Yeah.
Like a pet peeve of mine, and y'all struggle with this, is on time.
Oh, I'm so glad you brought that up.
If you on time, you
I'm
late.
so glad
and if
you
you
brought
early,
that
you on
up.
time.
Because I was just reading, somebody had put, it's probably on Twitter, but they were like, when you rush, and of course you should definitely plan appropriately or whatever, but I hate the feeling rushed, and I hate the feeling of being unfinished. And they were like, it's almost like you're navigating through scarcity of time, like navigating through lack and scarcity. So it's like you feel like you don't have enough of something, and what you don't have enough of is time.
Right.
Now, granted, we really don't. It's a resource you can't really get back, but at the same time, it's like, I'm rushing for something, and then at the end of the day, like, what is this?
But let me ask you, when you getting paid for something, do you rush?
I don't rush, but when it comes to time,
when it comes
to work,
when you got a job and you need to be on time or you get fired, you on time
because
in that job,
it's associated with your currency.
That's right.
I believe in being on time for work, and I believe on being on time for people who are waiting for me. But if it's like an event or something, and it's like, it's going to be during these certain period, I come in the middle and I leave early. I don't like being places early. I just don't.
If nobody's waiting on you?
Yeah, if nobody's waiting on me, I don't like being places early.
Right. What's your theory about that, coming late, leaving early? What's your vibe with that? Like, what makes it?
Sometimes I'll stay after if it's somebody that I know is like I'm close to, but if it's like a social thing and I don't know everybody, like, why gotta be there from the beginning to the end?
It's like I'm using this loosely, but like social anxiety. Like I need to come in to like I don't want to like come in and there's people I don't know and I don't want to feel weird and awkward. So and I'm just saying this from my experience. Typically I'm on time, but if I'm late. People call it, what is it, fashionably late?
Yeah.
But it's like, I want all my people to be there. So when I get there, I feel comfortable.
You ain't waiting around.
That's social anxiety.
But for me, it's I want to make an interesting exit.
That's social anxiety.
Like, you can look at me. It's not because I'm scared. It's like at the end of the day.
I'm not saying about being scared. I'm saying
not that I feel uncomfortable.
It's like maybe you're right. I don't know.
Why do you associate that with social anxiety?
Because at least in my experience, a lot of people who are not on time, they're late on purpose. And
so they can like sneak in?
It's not even sneak in. It's just like, I want everybody to be there first.
That's it.
And I feel like, well, what's the reason to, like, why do you need everybody?
It's my friends. Like, there are some events where I don't know people.
You ain't never on time, Angelica.
Jello, you not.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Do not do that.
Or y'all too.
Because we're friends.
Yeah.
So like,
that's why you get left.
I come late. I go late to things because I don't want to be in the awkward space of people not being there.
That's
like
what I
when
think
you like exactly. That's why I agree with them. Like
Mm-hmm.
when you come in and especially with like people gonna be late. I don't want to show up, especially if I've been invited. Say I don't know who's gonna be there. I'm for sure coming an hour late because I want the vibe that they promised to be happening for me to walk into. I don't want to be the one sitting there waiting.
And for me, I guess that's a time is precious thing too, because when I host things, I don't care if people are late.
Really?
Mm-mm. I don't, because I feel like people have things going on.
Yeah.
Like if you want to stop by, cool. If you want to be there from beginning to end, it's not like I don't know. I'm not meticulous about, you need to be there. I want it to be full at this time. Of course, if I'm like paying for the event and it's like my wedding or something, I want people to be there throughout the time.
Right.
But if it's like a social gathering or if I'm having people at my house, I don't really care. You disagree? You think I get angry?
You think I feel a certain type of way if people are late?
No, it's not that I feel a certain type of way. I just feel like...
Well, I'm saying from you knowing me.
I just feel like when somebody makes a standard to say, hey, I am throwing something and I will need you to be there at 7 o'clock. I feel like there should be... If you say, I accept, and you understand you'll be at 7 o'clock, you should be there on time. Like, you should be respectful of that. Like, regardless of all the conditions outside of that, I feel like you should have enough respect to be like, look, they have set whatever up. All I have to do is show up.
Right.
I want everyone to be early. Late is my love language.
Be there on time.
But I think it's the same thing as like we talk about currency, the cost of things, right? Mm-hmm. So when you dealing with someone that is saying, I have everything according to your budget. You can pop in, you can leave when you want to. You
right,
can
that's how I am.
It. That's her expectation. So the people she operate with will do that. Mm-hmm. People like you will show up on time to support her in that entire event. Mm-hmm. There's other people that's going to pop in and pop out. And to her, it don't matter, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. But to you, like, I'll put this event together because you operate off a schedule.
And you know, people be playing too.
Yeah, like you have a whole plan and you have an experience from the time somebody walks in to the time they leave. So I think every party's not like that though. I think that's quite exquisite.
That's what I'm thinking right now too.
You know
I'm like, you know, people be playing. People
they
will
do.
say it start at 7
and lying,
and then it don't start till 9:30,
and that happens all the time.
And that's why I'll be like, you know, I'm rushing. I'm sitting here like, okay, you know, when are we gonna pop? I've done that enough to where it's just like, but you have to know your friends too. Like, you know, if I know somebody is like, okay, if you come at this time, you gonna miss X, Y, and Z. You know, it's like I either know in my head, okay, I'm okay with missing X, Y, and Z, or I need to be there at that time so I can take part in that.
I'll be safe out there for real.
Take care of yourself.
Even if you ain't rubbing on somebody, keep your hands to yourself. For real.
That's a problem though, and I think COVID really showed me like a lot of people do not have respect for personal space. No. Like now that we have this distance 6 feet, it's like people start to realize like, yeah, why you all up on me? And there's certain people.
Let's talk about this too. When you're in the club or wherever you go, what do you guys feel about like personal space when somebody wants to come up to you and touch you?
It used to be a real big
like,
problem.
You know, like, do you mind like, you know, somebody like coming up in your? Okay, first of all, how big is your personal space, right? Like how?
You know me, I don't even like people to touch me. I've gotten comfortable with it, but I'm not like a touchy person. But I remember when I was younger, maybe because I went to more crowded clubs, it was a thing where dudes be like, excuse me, and they graze.
Oh, not get free feel. Not free.
Graze across you, and it's like, I haven't dealt with that in forever, but now I'm thinking like.
Well, what about when you are like into somebody? Do you like get in their personal space? As a woman, I'm being honest. If it's
that's what women do. When they like you, they give you personal space. When women like
it's different. If it's somebody that is
what you mean it's different?
If it's 1-on-1, yes.
No,
but
like if you're
at the club.
The club at a bar.
If you taking for somebody like them,
you're out being social.
It's small things that you might do, like a little hand on the knee.
Yeah, do that. They
Come
do.
on, Saffron wife.
Like a little, so they know it. This ain't just a little, you know.
Yeah, they do. They do.
It's like a little.
It's a linger. You know. Are you might sometimes
she start playing with her hair.
Oh my
god. What about you, Bun?
Bun is very what is it called? I want to say sensual, but you're very like, you know.
I can't
think of the word.
I'm a kissy face tipsy woman.
What that mean?
I get like to get in your face.
Ooh, so tell me about that.
So like if I'm like if I'm like tipsy and I like you, I get in your personal space. Cause I'm trying to see if your breath smell good.
Oh my god! I always trying to figure out somebody hygiene.
I want to know like you got all your
teeth. That's important, though.
I want to know if I like your pheromones
without being all up in your face.
No, cause you can't. You be in the. Cause first of all, I don't trust my instincts. I'm tipsy. So I'm trying to see like.
But that's good that you can even think of that. Because if I'm tipsy, I'm like.
Right, exactly.
Whatever.
So I'm looking at.
Oh, that is nothing. Angelica.
I'm trying to.
That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm saying like if I'm tipsy, I forget
stuff like that.
Yeah, like because I want to know
anything going down.
Because I'm like, if we in the club and you've been drinking, I want to smell your breath.
Wow.
I want to know.
But
I get like that.
But no, this is the thing. When you're talking to somebody and you like, you know, you can't hear them, you're going to smell it.
You're going to smell. Yeah. I've been talking, I'm like, oh, Lord. Like, this ain't right. Or sometimes people don't smell good. So I like smells.
Oh, like pheromones.
The pheromones. I'm all about the pheromones.
Yeah.
That's who you are Yeah. When you don't want to be.
Yeah.
And it's late.
Good way to say
it's hot. It's all these people in here. I don't know what nobody smell like. So I'll trust the smell. I'll fall in love with the smell before I look. I will smell and I'm like, oh, what is that? You know?
That's the purpose of the pheromones.
That is the purpose of it, right? So I might touch you. But it might be like she was saying, a linger touch on the shoulder, or
a wholesome, like
I'm in your space. It is. It's very wholesome because
mine not.
I don't.
Tell me.
Like what I said, if you put your hand
okay, come on, act like it. We on the couch, we at a lounge, and you feeling me and shit, and
I just showed you.
Come on, show me for real. That's not it.
Ow!
No, she ain't lying. She is not lying. That's who you are. Be yourself.
No.
Well, what you gonna do? Come on.
I already showed you. I would like touch right here.
Stay there. Just stay there.
Only for a little bit, then
Because I'm a wholesome woman.
Oh my God.
I
think wholesome. I think it's more like like you're not really touching. Like I'm gonna lay a hand. Now
let me ask you something. This is gonna get a little
but it's
weird.
rare. It don't happen for everybody.
No, go ahead. Sure.
Do you guys agree with like that 5-second rule? Like within the 5 seconds, you see somebody you either want to have sex with them or you're very attracted to them. Like in the first minute, I don't remember, but.
I mean, I get what people say with that, but a person can talk me into liking them. Like if I hear them say things,
you be persuaded.
Well, it's not what they saying. It's about.
Jello can be persuaded.
Of course, you have an attraction, but I'm just saying, if you just like yikes, but then you like damn, you know what? He got a really nice personality. Would you?
That would take a while.
Okay.
Yeah. But what I was saying was, sometimes it's not necessarily, I guess, persuaded, but it's, say, for instance, I meet you off bed, and I'm like, I'm not paying attention to you, but then we have a conversation, and I'm like, that person, we talked about this and that, like, I'm what is it called, sapio, so.
Sapiosexual?
Yeah.
Same.
What? What's that?
So it's basically like you're attracted, like, you don't get aroused or attracted unless your mind is stimulated.
Yeah. It's not just physical.
Like, that's the same thing.
For me, it's physical on top of
you
that.
could be fine. I could drink your bathwater. But if you dumb as a stump,
that ain't gonna work.
This ain't gonna work.
You lose attraction a little bit.
No, ain't no little bit.
Oh, you always.
You gotta go.
Ooh.
I can't have a conversation with you.
I think for me, when it comes to like attraction, like if I see someone, I know immediately if I'm sexually attracted to them.
That's facts.
Have you ever had someone that you saw that you didn't think you would be sexually attracted to them?
Immediately.
But you still ended up.
I didn't give a damn. The only difference is between this is true. The only difference between a friend and somebody
sexual attraction
is sexual attraction.
You want to have sex?
No, but I'm saying, has it ever started off that way and then you realize like you're attracted to them?
No, because I don't have sex with you.
Damn.
If I don't have sex with you, I'm not going to be attracted to you. Period.
I feel that.
Has it come over time?
No, because I don't have sex with you.
No, I mean the sexual attraction.
No, because I don't.
I'm not down.
I like what I like.
Yeah.
I have a combination, as Darnell always says. It's a combination lock.
That's it.
You might be a number off. I ain't saying you far, but. Am I desperate? You might catch me on a soft day. Maybe I'm feeling a little frisky and it don't take much to get me there. But if you have it, there's no question about it, answer about it, no nothing. I know immediately because there's certain things that are like sexual triggers for me.
What turns you off besides hygiene?
Because that's number one.
Okay, I know.
An idiot.
She might not care.
I don't like somebody super thirsty for attention.
Ooh, especially like in the day age of Instagram.
Oh God, it's like somebody.
I got a good question.
Super thirsty. I don't like that.
I got a question for both of y'all.
Relax your spirit.
What if somebody has a different personality on social media? When you first meet them, you really like them, but you learn that when you follow them on social media, that's not who they are. They actually are.
That's witchcraft.
Person. Okay.
To me, because
sorcery.
Yes, it's a form of sorcery.
Ain't no damn sorcery.
I believe so. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. If you are somebody that you have not revealed to me, but you revealed to the metaverse or the social media verse, and I don't know that person, but I'm spending time with you, or I think I know you, but I don't know you.
Right.
What if you like them?
About before,
you first meet them and you like them, and then you follow them on social media, and you like.
But then you meet them, and
but that's just their persona on social media.
Yeah, like
that concerns me.
It is concerning.
It just concerns me because I have been in situations with people who have never been themselves outside of the metaverse or the social media verse.
Yeah.
In person.
Yeah.
That's
like
a big
for an
problem.
example, we at the house, you looking real normal. And then
that's different.
But people do that.
No, they look
They look like
better?
normal, like just looking normal. Mm-hmm. And then you online looking like a sex kitten. Wait a minute, where does this come from? I have never seen
That's their
this.
online persona.
That's why. That's my problem. I feel like
what if they making money? No, I'm just
I will give you.
It's like a job to some people.
But sorcery, no, because I'll give you deceptive. That is, I'll give you that and put it in a bag and put a bow on it.
Right.
But I just feel like some people, and we can go into like the Instagram segment and how you feel about that. But a lot of people, if you handle it correctly, it's an outlet to people. Mm-hmm. It's a way, especially with this new generation.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm a millennial. What was after us? 2000 Gen Z. They're 20 years old now. They're 22, 23. So they're becoming adults and they handle things differently.
Right.
And they grew up in this. So it was so sad because with the metaverse, everything's online. Y'all ain't getting out the house. Y'all dating online. Goodness. So it's scary to us, but it's like that's how they live.
And we have to remember that beauty is capital. When you
it is when you
look a certain way and you can portray a certain way, you get opportunities that other people don't get.
That's true.
I've seen some people are super photogenic, and I'm not being superficial here, but this is real. They look amazing online.
Right.
Take them immediately off the camera and see them in person. It projects different. It's a lot different. So for me, when I meet people, one of my biggest pet peeves on earth is to ask me for my social media. Really? I feel like it's lazy.
Yeah, because you don't like that.
I feel like it's lazy.
That's the point.
And I feel like it's intrusive.
It's kind of like a business card these days.
Yeah, it's like, well, you don't want to take time to get to know me.
But
you're not asking me for my phone
number.
No,
but I was just going to say, that's a cop-out. Because people do that now because they feel like if I ask for the number, I'm going to get rejected. I've noticed that a lot from
Really?
Men.
Yeah, social media is like open-ended. Like,
right.
You
won't think that I'm interested in you if I ask for your social media, even though you might have an inclination. But if I ask for your number, you're going to know I'm trying to talk to you.
I've given people my social media. I've given people my number instead of my social media, and they have never called.
You know my secrets?
What?
I'll ask for the number.
Because they scared.
They get googly when they ask for the number.
Which one?
Because nobody asks for numbers anymore. So
yeah.
when I ask for the number, it's like, just real like, okay, what's up?
Get you a number.
But if not, like, it is lazy though. Like social, because it's open ended. Because it's like,
I could just be looking for a follower.
looking at like following you, but I don't ever have to reach out.
But I feel like people like that easily fall in love with lies.
I agree.
I feel like if you want to really get to know me, spend time with me.
I agree.
Like we were talking about earlier,
they just want to collect.
Time is equity, people, right? Yeah. Exactly. And then you're being socially promiscuous with me. Yeah. You just want you just want to like look at all my timeline, go through this low key stalk me.
I gotta say something about that. I gotta say something about that because y'all both know, but it's people out here who feel like, oh, I gotta see everything first because you might not be who you say you are.
Catfishing.
Yeah. I love that show.
I love that show.
I love that show.
And you can investigate. I've investigated quite a few people on social media.
Have you ever been catfished?
Oh, that's such a good question.
I don't think
and what
so.
I mean
by
that is
like,
right. Okay, so like, we got like physical catfish,
right,
and then we got like catfish where it's like you said you was this, but
y'all know on that show a majority of the people that they get are from the catfisher calling in saying, "Hey, I'm catfishing this person."
Seriously,
really?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good segue. So you be doing producing and stuff, huh?
Just a little you do.
Yeah, you be international.
You have it in your bag.
Listen, just
you be getting to it.
Oh, that's right.
We were talking about this too about like drama versus trauma. And I feel like
my whole thing. I
know. We're gonna go here. Okay, we're gonna go here. Like one of the things is that I feel like a lot of the TV shows that we like, I'm gonna throw a few out here. No disrespect to the producers and the people who made these shows; they're wonderful. But I do think that it is escalated off of pure trauma, not drama. P-Valley.
Oh, that's my show.
It's traumatic. The Shy. It's traumatic.
But do you feel like they're just reflecting life?
To the point where it can be triggering. I wonder, like, my thing is, like, I'm watching TV for a bit of escapism. That's why I watch it. So I'm a big fan of, like, Game of Thrones. And stuff that happened that is not, like, really happening right now, right?
Do you want to know a secret?
Go ahead.
You like drama, Bunny?
Oh, yeah, you do like
drama.
Every
type of show you just named is a drama.
I do.
There's comedy. Mm-hmm. There's sci-fi.
Yes.
This is drama. You like drama, but
it,
it's triggering to you.
Well, Watching somebody get raped.
It's drama.
For 4 episodes straight.
Okay, tell me that. No, she be stunned.
She was in the basement.
It was definitely like.
Oh my God! It was the whole season. She was in the basement.
But you didn't see her get raped.
I missed it last season.
Her storyline was her being in the basement.
That man was in the bed with her. She was getting raped by that old man.
But you didn't watch that show like that.
How did she get pregnant?
Come on.
How did she get pregnant?
Come on, I'm done.
I'm not saying she didn't get raped. What I'm saying is you make see this is what we talking about.
This true.
No, they don't show her on camera getting raped. They show her They show her the aftermath of her raping her.
He was in the bed with that. We had an episode where she was in the bed with that man. I do remember that because it was triggering to me.
She's so extra.
No, here's the thing though.
Okay.
These episodes with these people, my issue is that they constantly just focus on the negative parts of the lives of these black people.
And guess what? I agree, but a lot of people, we have to talk about this too. A lot of people feel like there are shows that don't do that, but those are the ones that do well.
Right.
Do you think people have a want for in consuming that type of content?
I feel like people relate to it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's all like I kind of agree with you. It's like damn, does everything have to be triggering? But there's
at this
certain
point
parts
a lot of stuff is, which might be overload.
Especially like African American people. Like our history have been a lot of trauma. Yeah. So like I think this goes into the history of like cinema. Like I think you're right. Like let's talk about like Superfly and what's that one we be talking about? Come here, you little black bitch. What's her name?
Who? Antoine Fisher.
No, it's like no. The 70 exploitation movies.
They were. I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Brown Sugar.
No, he's talking about 70s. Like when it was real ratchet.
I'm talking about not Brown Sugar, the one with Jackie Brown
and all of them.
Mm-hmm. He said you better get out there and make that money to make it look good. But anyways, I just feel like it's a part of that a lot of us relate to because we deal with it and no one wants to talk about it. So when you have it on TV, there's an opportunity there that it starts conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it is low key. I ain't gonna lie to you, it is traumatic, but it's just like for example on P Valley when that man shot himself in the car. Goodness. It was so traumatic, but as a black man, it was like I felt that. Like I've never really dealt with depression or anything like that, but I can understand how as a black man when you are out in these streets and you out doing things and you still a black man.
Yeah.
And it's like it was something about like just like triggering like dang like he really felt like so I feel like that is a part of it where it's like
I know that it's a subject matter. My thought is how it equates to how is it helping us is always my question. Right? Like, I know it's
what's the resolution?
What's the resolution? Like, you're leaving this open-ended. And the generation that we live in the suicide rate is extremely high. And there's no, you know how hard it is to get a therapist? Like, it took me a long time to get a therapist. I'm absolutely, read your Bible and the news and get you a therapist. I have a counselor. And I go to counseling. And my thing about it is, I'm on a waiting list. It took me 2 months to get an actual flow of appointments. So we have these triggering episodes. They give you this 1-800 number, and then these people don't have insurance. They don't have access points, and I just feel like you're leaving open. You're pulling off wounds. You're pulling off scabs. You're bleeding out,
and you're not
filling it with anything. Healing it. Yeah. So in your show how that. If you're gonna show that men are bisexual and closeted, then show how men can get help.
But see, that's.
I'm just wondering how can we put it together.
You're right, and I think that I agree with you, and I feel like the show hasn't played out.
True.
Right.
Like let's talk about Keisha, the girl that got raped.
In the shot.
She had the baby. That she made the choice to your body, your choice.
Right.
Right, and I feel like she decided to have the baby. She wanted the baby back, and she's back in school and. But she never. Now I'm talking about it. She never really seek help.
She never deals with it.
She never deals with it.
And I feel like you're opening the eye gate to wounds. Like there's some people that have been molested or raped. Yeah. A lot of times that they don't remember what happened.
Yeah.
You put it so far. Yes, it's a suppressed memory. Mm-hmm. But you could be watching this TV show and like, oh my God, I did get raped.
Well, they do put a. The number,
right. But
I'm saying like the trigger one. Like now you're supposed to tell people ahead of time, like, hey, this content is gonna be in here.
I'm saying that you
don't even know,
all this money to put these episodes out. You're dealing with deep things. I feel like they could be more intentional.
Yeah, they 100% should, but we have to talk about you know, what industry this is.
Let's talk about it.
Come on, cinema.
Because you know what's happening.
They're here to make money and to make shows.
Right.
Now, I do feel like there is a responsibility that we place on them, but at the end of the day, it's kind of like, I guess it's a double-edged sword because it is good that we're talking about it. Like, let's start there. But the resolutions and stuff, they're not equipped for that. Like, now they could be.
Right.
Yeah.
You could. Now they're starting to be, you know, they're having like experts on set and stuff to talk about these things because the actors are going through traumatic things. You never know what they've dealt with, you know.
They can't snap out a character. That's one thing I liked about Insecure.
A lot of them have talked about that too.
That's what I liked about Insecure. They had a wind down Wednesdays where they would literally talk about the episode, their thought process, and all those things where you could actually like wind down from the episode. You could get the thought process.
People have had to have therapy behind doing scenes.
And
that one man killed himself from Batman. What's his name?
Oh yeah, forgot his name. He couldn't snap out a character.
He won an Oscar too.
He did. He couldn't snap out. He could. Just like a lot of these characters, they play it so well because they dealt with it. Yeah. And I just feel like if we're gonna open those wounds, we absolutely should leave it. Like how we're having this conversation, you know, at the Brook and talking about these things. We're talking through it. Where is that at? And that's what this platform is going to be about. I think it's important for these conversations to happen. I think it's important for individuals with platforms to use them wisely. I think if you can get paid for
accountability and being responsible.
That's what I'm talking about. It eloquently stated, the accountability and the responsibility of those who have platforms. Anybody can put out an album. Anybody can put a podcast together. Anybody can find a producer. But what are you doing to help the people that are tuning in, that are listening in, and things like that? So I just feel like there should be a way where we're talking about this whole thing, and then maybe people can leave with some wisdom or continue the conversation. And maybe you're right, like, you know, getting off my pedestal, maybe the show is a way to just initiate the conversation. Maybe that's their place, because look, we are talking about it. We are talking about how traumatic it is. We are watching it, even though I fast forward it over and over again.
Some stuff, because
P-Valley, that woman is getting beat up.
It's kind of making me upset though, because
no, go ahead.
No, because it's like she is, but it really was. I guess I watched it a little bit more sporadic than I usually do because I try to binge stuff. But with that, it was like they did one episode that was just her and her story, and that was a really good one because it showed you she was a different woman before she started getting beat down on. So
and
you know,
and
that
doing better with that. They're showing flashbacks of the man in the
Yeah.
closet. He's always been in the closet. He's always been traumatic. We talked about
Murder.
that. Yeah, Murder. You know, his boyfriend. How he went home.
He lived his whole life in a closet. So
Who y'all talking about?
The boyfriend that killed himself.
I don't think you caught up. Yeah, basically.
I watched the whole thing.
You did?
Yeah.
Did you see when they went to the house and he was in that closet?
Yes. Why you calling his boyfriend?
Yeah, huh?
They were having sex. Him and Murder. Oh Lord. Well.
Continue.
No, I was saying like how he went back to the house and his mom killed his kids and he was in the closet there. He was stuck in the closet. Then he went to jail.
Symbolic.
He went to jail and he was in solitary confinement all those years. He lived his whole life basically in a closet. So when he get out, he don't know what to do with himself.
I agree. Yeah.
You know,
that episode was.
It was deep.
It was.
And I want to say to like.
Okay, sorry.
No, go ahead. No, please go ahead.
No, I was just saying like that whole day he was preparing to kill himself.
He was preparing to kill himself the entire day.
He said it.
That was crazy.
He was. And I want to say to like all the viewers, like when we're dealing with all these situations of like mental health, not knowing where you're going and who you're with, find one person, somebody you can tell all your dirty secrets to, somebody that you can be yourself with, and there's ways for you to have outlets. Get hobbies, you know what I'm saying? Use your natural gifts and ways you can find that way, and you know, kick it with real people. And we sit here and do this, we just letting y'all in on a conversation we have all the time around a dinner table, but it look different. We get in pajamas, we hanging out, and this is what we do. So I just want to invite you to be vulnerable somewhere, somehow. I'm Coach A. My lovely co-host,
Jello.
I'm Darnell.
And we appreciate you stepping into the weeping room. God bless.
Wait, hold on, Bunny.
What's that?
Tell them about your candles. Let's introduce your bourbon and your candles. What's the theme of the night?
So the theme of the night is bourbon and candles.
Yes.
Cocktails and candles.
So you should name your cocktail. What you got on the top of your dome?
Man, so my cocktail is gone.
Your cocktail is,
but I won't lie
devoured.
to you. I won't lie to you.
Okay.
I had a little Buffalo Trace in here. Okay. Buffalo, you gonna sponsor
Buffalo,
me?
come through.
I am a bourbon collector.
Cut the check.
You know what I'm saying? I won't tell y'all what else I put in there because that's gonna cost you. But you know, I like exquisite bourbon, so I would call it the deep dive.
Come on,
That's
off the
dome. What you call yours?
Now y'all know I can't think of nothing like that. Mine a deep dive number 2.
Mine's is hello. This is Hattie Mae P.
Oh my God. Where the blessings reside. Where the blessings reside. Where the blessings reside. So, you know what I'm saying? Tune in. This is the Genesis. Get us while we free. God bless. Stay peaceful and healthy. Thank you for tuning in.